Spacelab X here, and this is a local drive-by. Chicago Bears news from the local perspective. Today I have reactions from the Blowout preseason game that was 38-0, where we got to see Caleb really show some potential. I mean, it is just a preseason game, but we saw a lot of potential from that offense. I also have Colin Cowherd caught being, surprise, surprise, Colin Cowherd, and some local fun stuff from Buffalo, New York. All right, let's rock and roll. What are a couple of things that could have led to the Buffalo Bills getting blown out 38-0? Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense wilding out with Ben Johnson. The Buffalo Bills not really playing any of their starters at all. Maybe it's because the Buffalo Bills were practicing too much improv instead of actual gameplay. Like this.
This is about laughter, laugh with, not at, and it's about leaning into it, and it's competitive. Coach, go ahead and give me that action. All right, here we go. I want y'all to say bibbity, bibbity, bop. 1, 2, 3, bibbity, bibbity, bop. That's what I'm talking about. 4 levels. First level, if I point to you and I say bibbity, bibbity, bop, you got to say bop before I get to the end of my bops. Here we go. Bibbity, bibbity, bop. That's it. Bibbity, bibbity, bop. That's it. Bibbity, bibbity, bop. Bibbity, bibbity, bop. I'll come back to you.
All right, now we're going to check out some Colin Cowherd clips. He was extra critical of Caleb Williams. Let's see how critical he was after we got to see him in action.
Listen, all these videos matter. All of them matter. Good, bad, and the ugly. Caleb Williams had the most notable. He's thrown at a net. He goes 0 for 3, and the last throw is so bad, he misses the net completely, and then he gets ticked off. How do I know this matters? Because they deleted it after a while because it was getting so much play. There's also a story out there where J.J. McCarthy's throwing red zone picks, and, quote, he's working on his touch because everything's a fastball, which you'd hope guys get figured out, at college. So when a quarterback is unproven, like Caleb Williams or like J.J. McCarthy, camp matters more, not just for the player, for the staff. When you haven't shown your competency, when you haven't shown your aptitude, a player's confidence. I mean, you can see on that net video, that was in Caleb's head.
Yeah, that's the stuff that set off the internet. That's what he's been doing for his entire career. He spews out nonsense, and he's very often wrong. So wrong, so much so, that they even started a whole segment about it on his show. He embraced the failure, but he's getting his money, so I can't tell him nothing. Whatever. All right, let's see what he thought about things afterwards. And I got a little surprise about somebody who has a similar sentiment to how I feel about him as well.
Let me see you go.
So Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears, I thought he looked decisive. I thought he looked sharp. At one point, he dirted a ball on a screenplay. Smart play. Get out of that. Get out of the negative plays. I think basically if you're a Bears fan, it's been a rough camp. It's a new system, a new coach. It hasn't been pretty. Even at Friday's practice, there were false starts. It was a bit ugly, so it's a big sigh of relief. There's a new system. Caleb likes to freelance. His coach doesn't not necessarily want that from his quarterback. So last night, Caleb Williams actually looked a little bit like Jared Goff. He quarterbacked like Jared Goff. He dirted the ball on screens. He got rid of and out of trouble. No negative plays. When he had a guy open, he hit him.
There's this person out there, this character in the preseason, he will just Scrooge anything positive or happy that you have to say about what happens on a football field. It's such an annoying internet character because for that person, this is the same person who's making fun of Caleb a few weeks ago. Understand the laws right now in NFL preseason, August 2025. If someone doesn't look great in practice, they're a bust. But if someone makes plays in an actual preseason game, whoa, chill out. It's just preseason. It means nothing. Learn ball. This is useless. You got to pick one. You can't have both. I know you want to, but you can't. Caleb looks smooth. The Bears look fine. We'll see how they look on that same field opening night against the Vikings.
All right, now we're going to hop a bird and we're going to fly over to the home of the original sex toy chuckers.
Jones, soft toss, wide open, touchdown, Kendrick Bourne.
Buffalo, New York. Be more original, WNBA fans. But while we're at it, we're going to listen to a local jam while we're on our flight. All right, see you there.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Shout. Buffalo's happening now. Shout. We're on the move now. Shout. The Bills are happening now. Shout. They're making it happen now. Shout. Got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah.
There seems to be some idea that, I don't know, because we blew out Buffalo 38-0, that we needed to win, or that game was more important than any other game, any other preseason game. We didn't play hardly any of our starters. Buffalo didn't play virtually none of theirs. It's a preseason game. If you can't figure out that a preseason game doesn't matter beyond the reserves and getting some sort of a feel for live rounds, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, this is a thought that WGR 550's Jeremy and Joe had, as well as this guy from Colin and Cowherd's Fox Sports radio show. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, yeah, Al, losing is one thing, embarrassment is another, and not even looking functional is separate from that. But I get what you're saying. You're right, and we talked about it yesterday. I said it last week before the Friday joint practice, before Brownie left town to go with the team. The Bears are going to throw some assets at that game and look good doing it. That was their goal. The Bills was just the opposite. They didn't even want to play that game. I mean, that's how that game was. The Bears needed to win it. And the Bills didn't even care if they played it because all their work, like you say, was done on Friday. They were, I mean, the lineup was unrecognizable as a Buffalo Bills lineup. Unrecognizable. It wasn't the ones, it wasn't the twos, it was the threes. All game.
So based on Al's phone call, I'm guessing he's not going to do any major changes for the preseason finale.
I don't know what their plan was at the beginning of the preseason. So maybe they were thinking, okay, we're going to play this game, and this game is on this game's Saturday this week, or is it a Sunday game? Saturday game, right? And maybe they just like, hey, we're going to play the guys for a series and then sit them down, or maybe we're going to say no, it's going to be just like the Chicago game. We're going to throw the last guys fighting for a roster spot and let them go. I don't know what their plan was to begin with, but I am with Al. Don't change it over that game in Chicago.
No.
Yeah, that was the Bears Super Bowl last night.
Now here's a clip that explains essentially what I said more concisely from Kyle Brent from Good Morning Football. Nailed it.
Listen, I will say this for Bills fans. There was nobody really out there, save for maybe 2 or 3 guys out of 22, who are guys who are going to matter for the Bills this year. Sean McDermott did not play really anybody. On offense, on defense, it was true backups that the Bears ones were going against. So that's why it was 38-0. None of us care about the score. We care about what we're watching right here.
All right, next we're going to take a phone call. In a segment I like to call Local Locos. If you've heard of Local Drive-By before, you know I do this sometimes. Typically it's calls. This is some crotchety old man giving his opinions on whether or not the Buffalo Bills should start their starters in the game against the Chicago Bears.
Leading us off today, Tom, over on the west side. What do you got for us, Tom?
Good afternoon, guys. If I were the coach, what I would do is I would start the starters. On offense, I would play them one series. If they score a touchdown, they sit. Then you could start subbing in your second and third stringers. And I would start Trubisky over White, because White looked good in the second half of the first game, but he was playing against all the third and fourth stringers. So he did not look good in that Chicago game. Trubisky looked much better. So I think Trubisky is going to be the backup. On defense, I would leave them on the field for the first half. And you're going to be rotating guys in and out anyway. So it's not like everybody's going to play every snap in the first half. But I would hope that the defense is going to show up better than they did last week. Now, I realize the Bills don't want to show their hand to Baltimore before the opener, but the starters, they really haven't been on the field together getting a lot of reps.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That's correct in the preseason. Not a lot of time there. I think they were trying to use the Friday joint practice with the Bears as kind of a pseudo preseason game for a lot of their starters. Clearly, they felt they got enough out of that because almost none of the starters played Sunday night. So to think they're going to play now and risk injury a week closer to the regular season, I'm not convinced that's going to happen.
All right, it's time for a little game show. I have a clip from One Bills Live where a former player was describing how he would have felt while being on the sidelines during that blowout that no one really cared about, but they still cared about. But isn't a big deal. I don't get that mentality. All right, so I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to cut out the part he says. I'm going to give you your multiple choice. I'm going to play the clip again. Put it in the comments if you got it right.
And we used to stand on the sidelines and just get so frustrated because we would, and I'm not saying that they felt this about the Bears last night, but we used to feel we would beat the stew out of that team. It just turned us loose a little bit, right? So why are you running that? Why are you running that play at that moment? You know, just open questions like that. Well, come on, you know? And it was frustrating. So I'm sitting on my couch last night going, this is all too familiar to me. It is zero fun. Standing on that side, can you imagine Josh and Cook, all those guys, Trey, Rousseau, go down the list. Yeah. There's a big list. Go down the list. Those guys are all standing there just.
All right. When he's describing how the Buffalo Bills feel on the sideline, is he going to say that they felt like they're throwing up in their mouths? They're imagining kissing their sisters? They're ignoring it because it doesn't matter? Or they were eating buffalo wings at H.J. McDildo's? I'm going to give you some time to think about it.
Josh and Cook, all those guys, Trey, Rousseau, go down the list. Yeah. There's a big list. Go down the list. Those guys are all standing there just vomiting in their mouth at what they were not allowed to do last night. It's just, so there you go.
In case you missed it, almost no starter.
All right, did you get it right? If you did, I don't know what that even means. I think I've lost my mind.
And now for something completely different.
All new tonight, it's one of the most unique tributes to the reigning NFL MVP that you'll likely see. It's a creative mailbox featuring a nearly life-size Josh Allen. I stopped by the Lancaster home today to talk with the family behind this impressive project.
That's boogeyman scary.
One of the most popular football players on the planet, like Josh Allen, your likeness ends up everywhere, from video games to cereal boxes to big billboards.
Wait, did it say Josh Gad?
Postal worker to deliver some big billboards, but leave big bill to cereal boxes to big billboards.
Hold on a second.
From video games to cereal.
Josh Jocks? What is that? What is that? Do you guys know? Oh, all right, all right. Carry on.
Boxes to big billboards, but leave it to a former postal worker to deliver something pretty unique in tribute to the reigning MVP.
This is the Josh Allen Mailbox.
The Josh Allen Mailbox, fittingly located at 17 Park Edge Drive.
First of all, I like that they added the bit about him holding the mailbox like he actually holds the football a lot of the time. He holds it like a loaf of bread. Second of all, this guy's a mailbox. Of course he's kind of weird. Third, I cannot believe they gave them their full address. They just shared where they live. Don't show up at our house and steal this probably replica football jersey off of Josh Allen. Oh, man.
In Lancaster.
For the last 3 months, he's been in a secret project in my basement. I've told nobody about it.
The number 17 mailbox, a labor of love for Joe
secret
Rupp,
project
who
in his
unveiled
basement?
his masterpiece in
Ricky
celebration
40
of the Bills' preseason opener. The lifelong Bills fan says the idea for the project just popped into his head during a walk with his grandson.
Because he's a former mailman. And he's a little bit crazy. Just a little bit. And he still thinks about mail.
And as a retired postal worker, he's pretty happy with his new Bills-themed bin to collect his bills.
He's got his big old handsome smiling face looking out of the helmet. He's got his nice official Bills helmet on. He's dressed like he would look for game day.
Rupp tells me Dick's Sporting Goods donated the 6-foot mannequin. There's also some turf for Josh to stand on and
Only a matter of time
along
before this
with
is
another
stolen.
special feature.
There's actually a sound box on it, a motion sensor sound box that as you go by, the motion triggers Buffalo Bills sound bites.
Be good, do good, God bless, and go Bills.
It's a family project, not a me project. It's about everybody wanted to be part of it.
One of the coolest projects, and everyone gets to enjoy it. Every single person that gets to pass by it gets to enjoy.
He just said he secretly made it in his basement. Him and his family were secretly in the basement together. Did the wife do like the sound box by the crotch? Did the son do like the outfit and that horrible mask? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Such a great project that my father put together.
And as you can imagine, Bills fans have taken notice of the new edition of QB1 out in front of the Rupps.
So many people have stopped, laughed, smiled, waved, beeped.
What do you think about the mailbox?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Go Bills.
Imagine being a neighbor. Imagine you're living in a nice, quiet neighborhood, and now there's constant honks probably all day and all night. Somebody drives by, sees the Josh Allen. Honk, honk. Sure, you probably like the Bills, but you don't want to be constantly disturbed with honks. And then in addition to that, imagine like being a woman who jogs and sees that menacing man just standing there in the darkness, or some kid who's sneaking out of his parents' window, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Be good, do good," like he's that big giant statue on that episode of King of the Hill with big text. Oh man.
So the new season on the horizon. If you're in Lancaster, drive by 17 Park Edge Drive and say hello to Buffalo.
They said the address again. They said the address again.
Favorite number 17.
This guy is a true gem for the city, and I honestly think this is our year. Go Bills!
And Joe
Wow.
tells me he will keep his Josh Allen mailbox up for as long as Mother Nature will allow. He even has a Bills rain jacket for it, and he's excited about the response.
Fantastic. Well, that was it for another episode of Local Drive-By. I hope I earned a like or sub. Probably not going to get paid for this stuff because of YouTube being stingy. And fair use. I don't know. I think I use fair use. We'll see. Yeah. So see you around. Go Bears. Oh, wait. Sorry. I got a call. I'm not gonna stop. This might be important. Cheap phones. All right. They're playing their starters against the Chiefs. So I have to make another video I don't know if I can. We'll see. Maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll just have something for week 1. Either way, thanks for watching Local Drive-By. And like always, bear down, Chicago Bears.